Last year at the Ice Carpet Cleaning Convention, I came across a very unique tool. It's called the Hot Rod Pre-Agitator. Now, what's unique about it? Well, you probably already noticed it. It's very lightweight. It's very compact. It has a buffer type head on it with a brush on it we can use for pre-agitating carpets or tile or many other things you're going to find out when I show you in this video in a couple minutes. Also, the handle folds up. The power switch is really unique because when you press the button in, the power's on. When you release it, the power's off. That enables you to work safely around baseboards and around transitions coming off of a tile or a hard surface. Also, you can go ahead and pick up a pad holder, put that right on there. You pick it up at Harbor Freight for like $10. You can use a red pad, a gray pad, a tan pad, or even an absorbent pad for all the different types of things that you run into. Now granted, it's not as heavy as a CRB, a Cymex, or a 175. However, it is very lightweight and very effective for those areas in front of sofas, coming out of a kitchen, or going down a hallway. Those areas take a lot more beating, and you need something to pre-agitate the carpets, especially when you run into the newer style carpets like polyesters and olefins, because they have an affinity for oil. They hold on to it and don't want to release it, so you have to use stronger chemicals, and you have to use some type of mechanical pre-agitation to really get those areas clean. All right, well, that's just one feature of the unit. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the other features right now. We start off with a frisee that had 2 wick backs. Notice the client kept it covered with a doormat. So I pre-vacuumed, then I sprayed one side with Ink Cap Pro and the other side with Spray Vanish. Then I went and got the hot rod and I switched the head and scrubbed it in thoroughly with a brush. Anyone who knows me knows I'm a firm believer in pre-agitation or pre-spray, especially mechanical pre-agitation. Granted, this is not as strong as a CRB, a Cymex, a rotary, or an OP. However, it is great for small areas like in front of sofas, halls, and traffic patterns. Techs love it because it's lightweight, fast, and fun. Clients love it because it's unique, setting you apart from other cleaners. Afterwards, I switched to the absorbent pad. This helps pick up excess chem and speeds up drying. Most likely it will be dry before you leave. This way, you and the client get to see the final result. Next, I switched to an Olefin Shag in my rug shop. Anyone who knows anything about olefin or polyester knows they have an affinity for oil. What does that mean? It means they grab a hold of oily soils and do not want to let them go. Therefore, you need to do 2 things with these type of carpets. 1, boost your pre-spray by adding more concentrate, or add a product like Tile Master that works like magic on these olefins and polyesters. Number 2, definitely mechanically agitate. Notice how easily the soils are released with just a wand. Though I recommend a rotary for these poorly made synthetics, with proper chem and agitation, a wand will suffice. One side note, when boosting or increasing chem concentration, pH will be increased. Make sure you rinse slowly and thoroughly. I like to do 1 cleaning pass and then 2 dry passes to each cleaning pass. Rinsing or misting with a light acid rinse will ensure dropping the pH also. This will prevent wicking, browning, and recurring spots. Take your time and go slow. There's no rush when you clean this type of fiber. And you'll notice that the results are superior, just like you see here. Also add an air mover. I highly recommend adding an air mover after you're done to make the carpets dry as fast as possible. Notice how the carpets look now. So remember, for those rat nasties, add 1 extra scoop of Preload 5 or a scoop of Tile Master to work the magic. Next, we move on to a little small synthetic oriental. Now notice this is too small to use a large bulky machine on. However, for the hot rod, it is no problem. It gets down deep between the fibers of the synthetic rug. I don't recommend using it on wool rugs, though some do. I'd rather wait for a softer brush to become available in the future. Till then, stick to synthetics. Next, we move on to man-made tile and grout. Now you notice this one right here has this little cover ring around it. This keeps it from splashing everywhere. This is handmade. This is something you just get a bucket and you cut it down to size, and it works fine until it comes out with a different unit. This works great for open areas. However, you can pop this off and go right under toe kicks. Just remember to slow the speed down some. Tile Master, the hot rod agitator, and a good spinner will make short work of the rat nastiest tile and grout jobs out there. This will make you look like a hero in front of your clients. It will also enable you to get top dollar. Now we move on to CGD, or commercial glue down on concrete. we're going to go ahead and take some encapsulant. We're going to mist it down real good, especially right here like you noticed coming out of the kitchen area inside of this clubhouse. Also, you're going to notice there's a low toe kick. Notice how the unit can go right up under there real simply. I do recommend slowing the speed down and making sure you wipe up the hard surface floors. Also, it's great around transitions. You notice it doesn't do any damage. It also cleans well, and let's face it, if you have a large machine that breaks down, or if you got a small room like this, you can just use this small unit while you're using your Cymex or your Brush Pro in the larger open areas. Just make sure you go over it thoroughly and have a good spotter on hand. I like to have a good encapsulation spot. Now we come to a natural stone. This here is a marble. You could use it in all the open areas, however I choose to use it in little tight cramped areas. Also like to use it along under toe kicks, and you can also use it along the walls. You can use it for polishing and for cleaning. It's really great for that. Lastly, you can also clean and polish VCT and laminates. You can also sand and polish hardwoods. And there's lots of other uses, like using it on filtration lines, showers, and walls. The list is endless. It's only limited by your imagination. Alright, well that sums up the little machine. I hope you liked it. One thing I want to mention too also is I really feel like I would take this in more often to hit these little problem areas rather than taking in a big, heavy, bulky pre-agitation machine like a 175, a CRB, or a Cymex. And speaking of a Cymex, remember these basically are the same size as Cymex pads. So they're very inexpensive. I believe they're around 7 inches. You can get the different colors. And also you can pick up a pad holder if you want to do any type of pad work. Just go to Harbor Freight, pick it up for like $10 or more than something like that. Okay, well I'm Rob Allen with Truck Mount Forums, and this hot rod unit is Truck Mount Forums approved. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe and have a great day.